I took the supermarket flyers from the windowsill. I threw the day-old tea from the cup. Packed up the photo album Matthew had made, memories of a life that's been loved. Took the get-well-soon cars and stuffed animals. Poured the old ginger beer down the sink. Dad always told me, don't you cry when you're down. But Mum, there's a tear every time that I blink. Oh, I'm in pieces, it's tearing me up. But I know a heart that's broke is a heart that's been loved. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. When God takes you back, He'll say hallelujah, you're home. Fluffed the pillows, made the bed, stacked the chairs up. Folded your nightgowns neatly in a case. John said he'd drive, then put his hand on my cheek and wiped a tear from the side of my face. And I hope that I see the world as you did, 'cause I know a life with love is a life that's been lived. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. And when God takes you back, He'll say hallelujah, you're home. Hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. You got to see the person I have become. Spread your wings and I know that when God took you back, He said hallelujah, you're home.
Please be seated. Light has always been our symbol of remembrance, and today, in tribute to Gail, a light has been lit in remembrance of her love and her light. And I hope that the brilliance of the flame will remind you of the warm glow of her love, which will always live on in the hearts of those who loved her. My name is Erica Nelson, and I thank you all for your presence and welcome family members from Victoria and elsewhere who are joining us for this service today via streaming. While you and others are not physically present, we know you are here in spirit and your heartfelt thoughts are with Gail. The journey of grief is long, and those who walk it should not walk it alone. In times like these, nothing takes the place of family and friends. Everyone's presence today no matter where you are, helps in many ways. These are unprecedented times for us where we are somewhat restricted with our emotional and physical connections to one another. Yet we can all be here together today to create a beautiful occasion to celebrate the life of Gail. For Gail's family, her devoted and loving husband, Kevin, her children, Darren, Craig, Kim, and their partners, grandchildren, Cara, Melissa, and Chloe, grandchild Aurora, other family members and friends, we join with you in your sorrow and grief. Wives are for many husbands their source of comfort, love, joy, and companionship. And for those who have not experienced the loss of a partner, it is impossible to understand the depth of pain one feels. Life's journey, though, is unpredictable, and as such, sadly, it was the case for Gail. Our heartfelt sympathy goes to you today, Kevin. Today, though, we pay tribute to Gail's achievements, to comfort one another and give our support to each other. This is often not enough to soften the experience of death, but there is one thing that cannot be taken away, and that is the experience of loving and the experience of friendship. When I visited the palliative care unit just last Friday, I witnessed the love from friends who were visiting Gail and also family members in Victoria who spoke lovingly to her via FaceTime. And I'm sure in Gail's own way, she recognised those voices speaking to her. I hope that this brought some comfort to you, as I'm sure it did to her. Some people make a difference just by being who they are. And even when they're gone, they still forever play a part in the smiles and priceless moments that are treasured in the hearts of those whose lives have touched and have been touched by these special people. And today I speak of that special person being Gail. I know for certain that we never lose the people we love, even to death. They continue to participate in every act, thought, and decision we make. Their love leaves an indelible imprint in our memories. We find comfort in knowing that our lives have been enriched by having shared their love. I would like at this time, during the service, to make mention of the family's gratitude and appreciation to the staff in the palliative care unit at Wauchope. The compassion, thoughtfulness, and caring ways shown towards Gail was overwhelming. Many people have also conveyed their condolences to the family, and they have been moved by such kindness and express their heartfelt thanks. The family have chosen a beautiful poem for their service, which I now have the privilege to read. It is called I'll Be There. You ask me to stay, if only for one more day. I wish I could, but it's time for me to go. Please don't cry, for I could never really leave you. Close your eyes, feel your warm and my warm embrace, my kiss upon your brow. Don't worry, I'll always be there. As the spring rain softly falls, the trees begin to bud and the flowers begin to bloom. I'll be there. As the summer breeze cools you and the children laugh and play, I'll be there. As the leaves begin to turn their bright, wondrous colours, I'll be there. Look into my grandchildren's eyes, see their smile, hear their laugh. I'll be there. So cry now, if you must, but remember your tears are for you, not for me. I've gone home to live with family, and one day soon I'll be standing, waiting to take your hand, my arms opened wide to welcome you home, where we'll all be together again. Today is a day for memories, and today will be remembered for many reasons, but mainly I hope it will be remembered by you all as a very special day, a special day in which you shared some time with others in order to pay your last respects and to say a sad and fond farewell to a lovely lady whom you are all so very fortunate to have known. I spoke with Kevin and good friends of Gail's, Bev and Laurie, the other day, and they told me much about a woman who loved life. And it was this love that kept her going beyond what was initially expected after her diagnosis some 2.5 years ago. Gail was a woman who made friends, and she made friends easily and established many wonderful friends over the years. And from what I've heard, it seemed that Gail knew that if you wanted to make friends, you needed to be a friend, for friendship is a priceless gift. Gail's perseverance, tenacity and stoicism in dealing with cancer was an inspiration to all. Her inner strength shone through in the way she faced her imminent death. But it is you, her family, that knew her best of all. And I would like now to introduce, via video, special tributes to Gail prepared lovingly by her family in Melbourne. First, Gail's granddaughter Cara, who will read her eulogy, followed by loving words written and presented by Gail's daughter Kim, her son Craig, granddaughter Melissa, and great-granddaughter Aurora.
To those of you who don't know me, I'm Cara, Gail's granddaughter, and will be reading Nan's eulogy on behalf of the family. We have all gathered here today to celebrate the life of Gail Illig, a woman who's been the light of our lives and who was and still is a vibrant soul. Gail was a loving mother of Darren, Craig and Kim, a granddaughter of Melissa, Cara and Chloe, a little nanny to Aurora, a mother-in-law to Ben, a sister to Graham, and a devoted wife to Kevin. She had a strong, unexplainable and individualised bond with each and every one of her family and friends. We have thought back over Gail's unfailing presence in our lives, the days, weeks and years in which she provided so many laughs, tears and joyous times, like a steady heartbeat, dependable and rhythmic. Kevin did say that he was going to score me for crying. Gail would be extremely pleased and honoured to see that you could all make it here today, as it was her family and friends that were her focus. Your continued support, well wishes and prayers were so valuable in the later days of her life. Unfortunately, we can only be there in spirit and virtually, so we extend our greatest gratitude to Gail's Port Macquarie family for being the best friend she could have ever asked for, through her health and through her sickness. May you find comfort in her memories with her and through your continued friendships with Kevin. Throughout Gail's life, she moved further and further away from the cold. Gail was born in Geneva on the 22nd of January 1945, and she was raised in Portland. She later became a big sister to Graham. Gail and Graham developed a special sibling bond, and even more in their later years as they battled their journeys, so close together yet states apart. Recalling Graham and Gail's last time together, he reassured her in more ways than he knew, and told her, "I'll see you on the other side." We find comfort in knowing that he has taken her hand as they start their new adventures, wherever that they may be. Gail worked hard through her life as an assistant pharmacist. We knew this is where her passion for maintaining her beauty started. Her constant reminder for skincare and forgetting to not wash your face off will always be remembered. Gail started a new life in Melton with her late husband Brian, where she found love in ballroom dancing and formed a lifelong friendship with Liz. Later, they moved to Merimbula, where she found happiness by the beach, feeding kookaburras, playing golf, and owning the Palms Motel. Many of Melissa and my memories were there. We recall school holidays spending them with Nan, meeting halfway at the McDonald's in Bairnsdale, and always looking forward to going to the Magic Mountain theme park. Gail mourned the loss of Brian from Alzheimer's disease, but she never gave up on finding love and light again. Kevin walked into Gail's life and swept her off her feet. Much like the times we were recently being faced with, Kevin provided nurture, love, and ongoing care. They married in Bali, which unified their creation of an unbreakable bond, which was transferable to our family. Kevin became a loving male in our lives and later a Poppy. We watched them go caravanning and making sure they utilised their own set timing of happy hour. They fell in love with Port Macquarie, where they often took their caravan for holidays. Soon after, they chased the warmer weather by moving further north and settling into what we now call the Port Macquarie family home. They travelled by plane, bus, and in their own little caravan to various destinations, including keeping their Port Macquarie caravan park tradition, despite only being around the corner. The memories they created will not only stay in our hearts, they will remain in Kevin's for an eternity. We remember her love for champagne, a girls' night out, and later living through us as we continue to walk in her legacy. Of course, we will be sending her our Sunday morning picture of us with a quick lecture from her, always saying, "Your face is still on, and you're going to have a sore head all day." Distance never separated us, though. She would always keep us up to date with what's happening in our lives. We've also recounted the million daily phone calls, text messages, weather updates, rug up, it's cold down there, and her superb use of technology, making sure she was never perceived as being old. She would often track us through an app, and we can't even recall how many times she's told us to charge our phones or to stop speeding. The daily reminder messages that she was watching her soapy or asking what night the voice is on. They are the smallest things we took for granted and will be dearly missed. Our recent memories of Gail showed that despite wanting to hide behind her beautiful face, she found strength she never thought she had. She fought so hard with no complaints. She embraced losing her hair. She allowed Kevin to even draw on her eyebrows. She always made sure she missed out on her afternoon nap just to make sure that she was spending time with us. And despite being scared, she remained so strong. Everything that comes from our hearts, the real essence, everything that comes from our hearts, the real essence of who we are and the importance of life itself comes from Gail. She never made us doubt her strength, her determination, her love, and her presence. Kevin, the love you have for our beautiful lady, we can assure you she loves you just as much. You kept her safe and you continued to keep up her spirits through such a fight. We know that she will protect you the same as you protected her. Please don't think of Gail as gone away. Her journey has just begun. Life holds many phases, and the earth is but one. This is for us. We can't forget that somewhere in between our hello and our goodbye, there was so much love. So much love. To our mum, nan, and wife, we will never forget you. May you walk with us from afar through our life's adventures, and we'll continue to cherish you in our hearts forever. A special tribute from myself to my nan. As many of you would know, our bond was like no other. She was and will continue to be the light of my life. From sharing clothes to talking boys over a glass of her cheap champagne. I'll miss your Sunday morning messages asking me for a selfie and always up for taking a photo with me. Only after you've told me how old and wrinkly you look. I think everyone in this room today knows that that was not true. Your message is always reminding me that Collingwood was playing is something that I'll never forget. We laughed, we cried, and we loved. Nan, you taught me how to be strong in the darkest of times. And you taught me that it's okay to not hide behind a face and embrace with what life throws at you. Please keep me safe and please continue to guide me in my life direction. I don't know what life will look like now, but I do know that you're my best friend, my nan, and my guardian angel. You will always be on my mind and forever in my heart. And I know that you will always walk next to me. I love you, Nan.
Well, what do I say about the most beautiful mum a girl could ever have? As a child, I was so excited when you came to the primary school to have lunch with me. All my friends were so envious of such a stunning woman. Even though we were unlucky not to have you in our household growing up, the love I had for you was unbreakable. In my teenage years, you joined my dance group and learnt how to ballroom dance. You were such a beautiful dancer. We attended socials together and had such a great time. A passion that never left you. Your continued stories of that time made me understand how much you loved dancing. When I grew up, we would go to Craig's shows. You loved coming out with us to boogie the night away. Your marriage to Brian taught me what love was all about. As a growing teenager, I knew I wanted love the way you did. I renovated houses with you, worked at your Food Plus stores, and when you relocated, spent many good times at the beaches of Macquarie, where Melissa and Cara spent their school holidays. They were such special times. Kevin was a shining armour when Brian passed. I wouldn't believe that you found another man that was good enough for you. He definitely proved me wrong. You allowed me to believe in fairy tales, which every girl needs. I will always remember you as a beautiful soul who loved her family so much. You're always there to support my decisions, babysit and advise me with every step of my life. You stepped up in the IT world so you could be in contact with everyone you loved. You made sure you stayed in our world even though you're miles apart. When you got cancer, I thought you were too soft-hearted to deal with any pain. You wouldn't handle losing your hair or being sick, but you were strong, stronger than I ever thought in a million years. You rocked the scarf and you looked glamorous in the chemo chair. You text the occasional ouch, in which I knew it was so much more than that. The last 2.5 years of your struggle were the most special times of my life. We walked, we laughed, we sat through photos, we shopped. Boy, did we shop. I don't know any woman that could shop every day and find something new. We watched movies, we ate chocolate and ice creams and just sat. I made you endless cups of tea, a small cup, 6 grains of sugar and a tablespoon of milk. Our last moments a week with you, Kevin and Aurora, you told me off for coming up with the wee one. I would never change those memories. So close to my heart. We shopped, we ate, we visited your favourite farm with Leah. We watched the whales. You were fragile, but in my heart you weren't sick. And I was going to have another time with you. See you in a few weeks, I said. If I can turn back time, I would have stayed to be by your side in your darkest hours. To hold your hand, you were so strong. You will continue to be in my every thought. I will always ask for your opinion, and I'll always have you by my side. I love you, Mum.
Morning, my name is Craig, and I'm the middle child of Mum's, and unfortunately we couldn't be there today to celebrate her life. So we've been given the opportunity to put a short video together. So I'm rather honoured to be able to speak about my mother in front of all her friends and family. So I'd like to share my beautiful memories of Mum. And as we all know, she was a striking, beautiful woman, always held her head up high. And all my friends commented on how beautiful she looked, often being asked how old she was due to her youthful looks. She was an absolute champion at making bread and butter pudding and apricot chicken, and the secret apricot chicken recipe was passed on to me. How lucky am I to continue to make my mum's favourite dish with my daughter, where we actually call it now Nana's famous apricot chicken. Funny enough. I remember Mum always calling me when she celebrated her wins at golf, which was great for Mum as she met many friends there, and many of you are there today. She was always winning a free lunch or a voucher for a dinner or a few dollars. She was wrapped no matter what the prize was. She was an awesome squash player, and I think that's why she was such a great golf player. She was very sporty. Mum and her late husband Brian, back in Melbourne, worked at a 24-hour convenience store, swapping shifts. We very rarely saw them, but they were doing this to improve their lifestyles and to enrich their future together, which had all paid off as they invested in and built the Palms Hotel Resort in Merimbula. I spent many years travelling up to Merimbula to see Mum and Brian at the Palms Resort. Absolutely loved it up there. It was rather posh. They had the penthouse or the top big villa. And we spent many hours cleaning all the other apartments ready for the families that were holidaying there. Mum loved to head up to the RSL and have a few bets. $10 was generally her limit, and she won occasionally, but probably lost more. A lot of great memories shared in Merimbula. Mum was a kind and gentle woman. A lot of fun for me to be around. She loved to have a few drinks and a dance. We danced together, but she certainly pulled me in line if I was being a bit naughty. She kept us all informed because she was constantly on her phone, always checking up on the latest news and the weather. She could have been a weather girl on TV. She was so beautiful. She was glued to that phone, which was her lifeline to all of us. If that phone wasn't by her side, she would panic. She loved her banana on toast in the mornings. So when she came to Melbourne, I'd make sure I got plenty of bananas and fresh bread and a little bit of sugar on top. She loved her coffee, and if it wasn't bloody hot, the waiter would know about it, or the waitress. She would tell them to go back and brew a fresh cup, and it had to be hot. Following Brian's passing, Mum soon met Kevin, which was a godsend for all of us. We very, very quickly accepted Kevin as our stepfather, and to be honest, we couldn't have asked for a better one. We all love Kevin very much. Kevin and Mum were absolutely inseparable, spending all their time together. They soon became part of that grey nomads group. So they were forever in their poshy caravan and their Jeep, heading up to all sorts of areas up north on the east coast mainly. They also headed overseas, loved a bit of cruising, and they enjoyed a trip to Europe together. They had planned many more adventures together, but unfortunately, due to Mum's sickness, that all stopped, and instead we created all the fantastic memories back at Port Macquarie. We flew her down to Melbourne a few times as well when she could travel. Mum loved to dance, and she loved a few glasses of champagne. And when she came to visit us here in Melbourne, She often attended my show at Crown Casino, where we danced the night away at nightclubs and had a lot of fun. She always said I was much more talented and better looking than the other cast, but that was kind of cute because that wasn't the truth. But it was very cute coming from my mum. She was my, I think I was her biggest fan, but she was my biggest fan too. I'll forever hold Mum close to my heart and all the memories of all those endless walks down the Port Macquarie boardwalk, throwing the ball down at the Lighthouse Beach with Misha, and all our chats and laughter down at what we named the Love Shack, which is the cafe down by the Port Macquarie rocks, foreshore. We continue to live these memories when we come up to stay with Kevin. We had many years of fun adventures together, and Chloe just loved heading up to Port Macquarie to see Mum and Misha, and then Kevin, Poppy. That was the pecking order. Chloe will miss her Nana very, very much. I called Mum twice a day, pretty much every day for many, many years. And I sometimes worried that I was getting on Kevin's nerves. I didn't want to interrupt their travels and what they were getting up to with all my phone calls. Now Mum has left us, sadly. Kevin's going to have to take the brunt of all my phone calls. I promise to be once a day, not twice. Maybe twice sometimes. Depends what I have to call you for. I'm glad I got the chance to tell you how proud you were, Mum, and how much I loved you before you left us all. What an incredible life's journey, and I'm so honoured to have shared my life with this incredible woman I called Mum, who I'm blessed to have had as my mother. You'll be forever in my heart and thoughts, and your spirit will always be by my side wherever I go. I promise to keep you with us, and I can't wait to see you again. Rest in peace, my beautiful mother. I love you so much. From your son and my daughter, Chloe. Now, Kevin, now you can go and buy that boat. Love you, mate.
Nan, what is there to say? You will always be remembered for being the most beautiful Nan, strong, determined woman who was always worried about everyone else. You always made sure your hair was done and your makeup made perfectly, even allowing Aurora to wear your wig. The special memories with Aurora propped up in your bed right next to you for breakfast, or allowing her to help sort out medication into daily containers. The multiple selfies you allowed her to take with a smile wore even after 100 odd photos are already taken. Coffee and chats, may it be at home or down at the local coffee shop, the Shack. So many memories that I'll forever remember and keep close to my heart and continue to share and create with Aurora, Kevin and our family in your honour.
Thank you for the memories, Nan. I love you so much.
Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, it's only seed. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes the
As we say our final goodbyes to Gail, we will be forever grateful for the life she has lived and for all that her life has meant to you. Now is but a moment in time, and I dedicate the next few moments to every single precious memory associated with her. To everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose on earth. A time to be born and a time to die. Here in this final act, in sorrow but without fear, in love and appreciation, we commit the body of Gail to be cremated. I would like to say a few words on behalf of the family. Gail, we honour your journey through life. We are grateful that you have been a part of our lives. May you travel safely into this next part of your journey. We all loved and respected you in our own way. Thank you for all that you were and all that you gave us. And as we say to you now, love and light on this your next journey. Please be seated. Let us now have some time to remember Gail in your own special way during this silent reflection and floral tribute which Kevin will perform. And it was quite apt that we listened to that song called The Rose, because I know you are going to lay a beautiful rose with Gail today. During this time, hold on to your every special moment and every special time that you shared with Gail. The family once more have chosen a beautiful song as a tribute to her. And if you do have a religious belief, you might like to use this time for your own private prayer. Kevin, as an expression of your love, in a moment will you please come forward and place a rose with Gail.
Heart beats fast, colors and promises. How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? But watching you stand alone, all of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer.
While we think of Gail's passing with a deep sadness, we should recall her life with respect and happiness. Nothing can detract from the happiness and closeness you shared with her. Nothing can affect the happiness and the joy of life that Gail knew. And nothing can alter your love for her or her love for you. This love can never be altered by time, circumstance, or even by death. Gail's spirit and life are, and still are, a part of your spirit, of life. And although you mourn her loss today, there is something of Gail that remains. Her influence has not ended with her passing. She lives on in you, her children, her grandchildren, and her great-grandchild. In fact, the poem read earlier emphasises this. Look into my grandchildren's eyes, see them smile, hear them laugh, I'll be there. And she lives on in the hearts and memories of those who knew and loved her. Hold on to Gail in your thoughts. There is no need to part from her too hastily. Talk about her often and enjoy your memories of her just as we have here today. Thank you, everyone, for being here together in the spirit of love and warm-hearted presence. Take care, everyone. Be gentle and kind with yourselves. Stay safe, family in Melbourne. This concludes the ceremony honouring Gail's life. Please stand.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way, so I'll go, but I know I'll think of you every step of the way. And I will always love you. Will always love you. You, my darling, you. Bittersweet memories, that is all I'm taking with me. So goodbye, please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need. Treat you kind, and I hope you have all you dreamed of.